Anyway, it was awesome.
Stay tuned, everybody. We are going to talk about Luca in this show because it's very relevant. But actually, that is a great segue. But before we get into sort of what to do with the cards of the players that are in the NBA conference finals, I did want to talk not necessarily about more Magic Johnson, but he happens to be a part of the next discussion because we've talked on this show. Actually, you've shown interest in, and other people commenting. Thank you, by the way, people who have commented about this topic in the YouTube comments. Is why I use the PWCC vault and like what kind of services that they have. And so I figured this would be kind of cool because so we've talked about that on the show, but we've also talked about PSA submissions and how I have purchased over the last like 6 months. I've purchased like cards that have been PSA DNA certified on card autos of like some legends that are like in older PSA slabs or don't have a card grade. So I wanted to experiment on 2 things. And if you're listening, don't worry, I'll walk you through it. If you're watching, you're about to see me share my screen here. But I actually figured out that PWCC will make a PSA submission for you. They'll actually make a submission to any grading company you want, but each grading company has a different process. And so they have kind of a special thing with PSA, with the PSA submission process where you work with a customer service representative. You basically just get on the online chat with PWCC and say, hey, I want to make a submission to PSA. They walk you through the process. It's really easy. So the first thing you do is obviously decide what cards you want to submit, what submission level. And this is actually going to be more about what submission levels are available at PSA right now that I didn't really know about because I hadn't really done a whole lot of research. But essentially what I decided—
So you sent one to BGS?
No, so I sent 4 cards to PSA, and my goal was to have them all, they're all already slabbed. So
these are crossovers?
Yeah, toggling tabs here, like you're not going to be able to see the card very large, but essentially you can see that I've sent these to collect.
Yeah.
Receiving. This is a Jerry Rice old blue slab, just an auto certification. This is
and we brought these cards up previously, right?
That's right. So I just wanted to kind of like update you and everyone that I actually have submitted these to PSA. So there's 2 old blue slabs, 1 Beckett slab, and then 1 newer slab that doesn't have a card grade. None of these have a card grade. So multiple goals here: get them in a new PSA slab, get a card grade and an auto grade on all of these. And so the way that I did this was through not the review, but I believe it was the crossover. Let me go to the actual link in my PSA dashboard so we can all get this accurate. So my submission now it's just taking me back. I'm trying to hold on one second. Sorry. I'll edit this out a little bit if it gets to be too long. But when you go start new submission in your PSA dashboard, and it was just a regular size card, and the submission type was crossover, because here's what happened. When you do review, it looks like they let you do what I wanted to do. But then when you go to the next step, and this would be the dual service card and autograph grade, by the way, because I believe, my hypothesis is that this is going to be sought after in the future, is on-card autographs of legends in newer PSA slabs that have both a card and an autograph grade. So like full transparency on everything. So they let you do the economy level if you're a member at $60 per card, which I thought was a pretty good deal, honestly. I don't know when I'm going to get them back. I kind of don't care because they're vintage. But then what happened?
I can speak to that.
Okay.
So I submitted mine 30 days ago, and they're already in not even 30 days ago, and they're already in step 5 of 8.
That's amazing. That's really good. So, yeah, I mean, I was thinking maybe 3 months would be good, and it sounds like they would definitely be on track for that.
Yeah.
But so the reason not to pick review is because whatever certification number you put in here, like it wouldn't accept it. So even like double and triple checking like the PSA certification numbers. So I went back and did the crossover, even with the PSA slabs. I just did the crossover and it worked. It accepted it. So crossover, dual service, which was the one I wanted. You don't have to select that if you don't want to. Read what the services are. Then economy pricing, $60. And then for me, when I typed the certification number in, cert number here, and then description player, like everything showed up. So description player showed up. I clicked it, current grade, current auto grade. And so that's where I just had everything accurately printed up on my label, then sent the PDF of the label and this PDF that I'm showing you guys, emailed that to the customer service at PWCC, aligned it with the submission number, the fulfillment request number. The PWCC service representative emailed me right back and said, hey, we got it. It's going to take a little bit longer for us to ship it because we got to go. When we get the cards out of the vault, we're going to do the PSA process of like putting the label on the box and putting the PDF of your submission inside the box all the way PSA wants it for you. So I'm pretty excited. Like, I think we all get excited about like our submissions. And so for me to be able to just like not even have my cards with me and not have to go through a third party, not that Wild Cards box breaks would have been amazing for it, but for me, it just would have been an extra step to ship it to you, where it's like I could just have my vault ship it. And it actually saves me money because it would have been shipping cost to you and then like twice, right? And so now I can avoid that and just deal with PSA and PWCC. And I'll keep all you guys updated, but I just wanted to share that on the show because you and some of the audience have asked about the vault services and that kind of thing. So unless something goes horribly wrong with this, I'm pretty happy with it so far.
That's pretty neat. So I know that you're going to national. PWCC will obviously be there. They always have like for instance, last year they had the spot right by the door. Like as soon as you walk in, it's like the PWCC vault stuff is right there. And I don't know if they do that on purpose, but it seems like they do. And they have like the freaking super nice, super valuable cards on display, like Horace Wagner, and they had like the $3 million Mahomes there last year. And so, but I wonder, like, so you're going to be there. PWCC is going to be there. Would they potentially bring some of your stuff to the national they give you if you wanted to? I don't know how that would work.
I mean, that's an interesting question. I think that they're obviously
that might be too much.
They're obviously sort of large enough to where they're definitely not like mom and pop, but their customer service in my experience so far has been personal enough to where like I know if I asked, they would consider it, or even if I said something like, hey, I'm the host of the Sports Card Strategy Show, kind of a thing, like not that that's like a big deal, but just saying like, hey, I've got this presence, and so also I'm going to be at the national, and I've been a client for the last year, like paying you guys X amount of money to be a client of yours. Would you do this to help me out? I would think they would consider it. I think